that thing, boy. Wait. Man, look at it, YouTube, boy. Man, y'all see it, YouTube? Y'all see that thing, boy? Woo! 28. Now you put some money in this thing right here. Yes, sir, man. LS3 swap. Looking at maybe almost 600 horsepower. We ain't put it on the dyno yet, YouTube. We did our own wiring. And we show y'all how to do the wiring, YouTube. Step by step. We did our fuel system. We show you how to do the fuel system as well. Step by step, YouTube. Everything you need to know. LS swap, baby. Guess what, YouTube? I'm satisfied, YouTube. You working on an LS swap? Do you have intentions on doing an LS swap? Or you might be one of them people that just like old school cars. YouTube, I know how important it is to make sure that your LS swap goes as quick as possible. I know how important it is to make sure your LS swap is easy. I know you want your LS swap done right. I know you don't want to spend unnecessary money doing your LS swap. Well, look here, YouTube. I got some great information that I want to share with y'all today. And the information that I'm about to share with y'all today is going to help you, YouTube, to accomplish just that. It's going to make your LS swap easy. But look here, YouTube. I need you to do a few things for me. Make sure you watch this video, the whole video, all the way through. Make sure you pay attention, because I don't want you to miss nothing, YouTube. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notification bell on, YouTube. And make sure you drop me a comment in the comment section and say I'm riding with Chevys R Us, Tone. I want your LS swap to be easy. I don't want you to have to go through what I went through, YouTube. YouTube, it's your boy, Tony, coming back at y'all one more again, YouTube, with another great video on Chevys R Us, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. We out here in the garage, man. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. But we got the 72 Convertible Impala LS3 swap. Let me show it to y'all real quick, YouTube. There it is right there, YouTube. Here it is. 72 Convertible Impala LS3 swap. Guess what, YouTube? I'm satisfied, YouTube. We've been documenting the whole build process, man, from the day we brought the car home. Teaching people along the way, man, how to do an LS swap. Click on that link in the top right corner, man. That's the link to the playlist. So y'all make sure y'all check that out, YouTube. But anyway, today, YouTube, I want to share something with you that is going to help you make your LS swap easier. I know you don't want to complicate things while you're doing your LS swap. I know you want to make sure that your LS swap is as easy as it can absolutely be. I'm going to share a few things with you that's going to help you to get started. It's going to help to keep you on track. Y'all ready to get to it? All right, YouTube, let's get to it. All right, YouTube. Here we are, man. First things first. I want to share something with you, man. A good tip. I've been working on cars for a lot of years, and I never seen nobody do what I'm about to share with y'all. And, you know, it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, man, why I never thought of that? You know what I'm saying? I've done a couple of motor jobs in my life. And each time, you know, I use this trick. And it has helped to simplify things. It has absolutely helped keep me from trying to figure things out or trying to figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So let me just show y'all this right here, YouTube. I know y'all see these wires up here that need to be cleaned up. I'm going to actually zip this up pretty soon. And I'm going to make this. I'm going to make this up here. I'm going to make it look like this right here, YouTube. That's one of the last things that I want to button up and kind of clean up. So, let me show you over here. I know y'all see these cables over here that are labeled. They got these little homemade tags on them. But let me tell y'all what I had to do, YouTube. When I first got this car, it was no engine and no transmission in this engine bay. It was all crusty looking, all rusty looking. You wouldn't believe how this engine bay looked, YouTube. I tell you what, if you want to take a look at it, man, click on that link in the top right corner, man, to check out how this engine bay was looking, man. And you can see the engine bay prep process, what we did to prep the engine bay and to, you know, prepare and prep the frame in the engine bay. Yeah, take a look at that video, YouTube. Then you can actually see how it used to look where we started off at. But anyway, like I was saying, it had wires everywhere. And, you know, it didn't have an engine in it. So, pretty much, I had to figure out what every wire was, you know. I've been working on cars long enough, especially old cars, to know what, you know, a couple wires are here and there. But I never owned a 72 convertible Impala. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to figure stuff out. I had to figure it out. I had to research. I had to look online. I had to look at other people's cars. I had to figure out. I had to use an ohm meter, a voltmeter. I had to really figure stuff out because it had wires everywhere. I didn't know what was what. And you know what? I said never again. So what I found to be a good tip or a great thing to do that'll help make your life a whole lot easier while you working on your LS swap is something very simple, something that takes an extra 30 seconds for each connection that you undo. And that is something very simple, YouTube. Check it out. Just add a label to it. Y'all see what it say? What that say? Choke. Carburetor. Choke. Y'all see it? Dash. Temp sensor. TMP sensor. Okay. What does this one say? Let's see what this says. Oil sending unit. So stuff like that, you're not going to need that stuff. You got digital dash. You got a lot of wires that you're not going to need. So you need to know what they are. You know what I'm saying? Before you cut them off, before you unpin them, or before you clean up, you need to know what the cables are. The whole purpose of you putting those labels there, man, these LS swaps, they take a little time. I ain't talking about no week or no month. No, I'm talking about a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got all the parts and you got to constantly order stuff And you don't know exactly what you're gonna need. You gotta wait on parts to come in. This can easily take a year. You know what I'm saying? If you got another full-time job, you got family duties, you got a husband, you got wife, you got kids, you got other responsibilities. So it's gonna be some time before you complete your LS swap. And within saying that, months will go by. After you take the original engine out, months will go by. And when it comes time for you to install your new LS drivetrain, months could be that went by, maybe even a year, maybe even more than that. You never know. And so the best thing to do is to make sure that you label each and every connection that you take off your original engine. That way you know what it goes to. You know what it's for. You don't have to spend a whole week or 2 weeks or however long it take you to figure out what wire goes to what. You ain't got to worry about all that. You took an extra minute per every connection you took off. You got a sticky label and a little permanent marker. You label it, then you stick it on the connection, man. Stick it on the wire. You know what I'm saying? Easy. That little thing there, man, will save you so much headache. It'll save you a lot of trouble, man. I ain't just saying it to be saying it. I'm telling you what I know, what I have experienced. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to have to go through that, YouTube, trying to figure out why. Don't nobody want to do all that, YouTube. So, yeah, hang on to that right there. Put that in your arsenal, man. Before you take your engine out, or right when you get ready to start, get you some labels and a permanent marker. That way you can write on the label each connection and put a label on each connection before you unplug it and push it out the way. Bam. A lot of time saved, YouTube. A lot of trouble, a lot of heartache saved by doing just that one little thing, YouTube. So make sure y'all do that, man. All right? Next thing next, YouTube. Whenever you remove your engine, what happens, YouTube? What always happens? You tell me. Especially when you remove the transmission and the engine assembly together. Whenever you take it out, you know what I'm saying, transmission fluid gets places. Motor oil gets places. Just give you a lot of extra mess to clean up. And if you have plans and have intentions on painting your engine bay, then all of that oil, transmission fluid, all of that is getting in your engine bay. That's more work that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't clean it good, then you go and try to put some paint in your engine bay, man. Hey, it ain't going to look good because it's oiled up. It's greased up. It already got enough oil and enough grease in there. You don't need no more oil or grease in your engine bay, especially if you want to get it nice and clean. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want your LS swap, nice and clean, YouTube. So what you can do is before you take your engine and your transmission out, drain your engine oil. Yeah, remove the drain plug, and then you ain't got to worry about the oil leaking nowhere. And also, what you want to do is you want to remove your transmission oil pan, and just let all your transmission fluid drain out your transmission. Otherwise, guess what? When that engine is up in the air and tilted like this right here, tilted like that, the nose of your transmission is hanging down. And I don't care if you got a rag in it. I don't care if you put a t-shirt in it to keep that oil from coming out, guess what? It's still gonna leak out. And it's still gonna come out, YouTube. So the best thing that I find to do is just drain your fluid. Drain the motor oil out. Drain the transmission fluid out. Then you ain't gonna have all that oil. I don't know whether you're working in a garage or whether you're working in the driveway or whether you're working under the carport. Wherever it is you may be working, make sure you do that. That's a less mess that you got to clean up. That's less that you have to deal with. That's less work, YouTube. I know y'all don't want to be cleaning up all that, man. You know what I'm saying? My wife don't play that, man. She don't want no oil in her driveway. You know, and I got to redo the garage, man. After I get finished with the 72, I got to redo the garage, YouTube. So that's another project I'm looking forward to, man, is building a showroom floor for the 72. But I got to finish the 72 before I do that. But anyway, YouTube, yeah, that little tip there, man, that'll save you some time, cleanup time. It'll make your install a lot easier because you ain't got a whole big old mess everywhere, YouTube. So make sure y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? The next thing, YouTube, man, this right here, man, this is a winner. I can't even tell you, man. This is a winner right here. But 9 times out of 10, man, if you're doing an LS swap, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're thinking about an LS swap, you know, you adding a lot of extra horsepower to your car. In a lot of cases, in majority of cases, extra 200, 300, 400 horsepower. And guess what that means? You got to have some more stopping power, YouTube. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not telling you from what I heard. I'm telling you from what I know from experience. And this next tip, you want to do this directly after you take your original engine out. So after you get your original engine and transmission out your car, this is when you want to take advantage of what I'm about to tell you, YouTube. Anytime you have disc brakes in the front and drum brakes in the back, you know what I'm saying? You have a proportional valve that's specially configured. It's specially configured for disc brakes in the front, drum brakes in the back. Okay? Drum brakes require a different amount of pressure than disc brakes. Drum brakes will require more pressure than disc brakes. And so if that proportional valve is configured to apply more pressure to the drum brakes in the back of your car than disc brakes in the front of your car, when you swap your rear end or if you add disc brakes to the back, guess what? It ain't properly configured because you got more pressure going to the back disc brakes than the front disc brakes. And what is that going to cause? What kind of problems can occur from that situation? Let me tell you, man, unsafe, that's very unsafe. You know what I'm saying? If you got more pressure going to the back than the front, when you hit brakes, you can lock up prematurely and start skidding. Yeah, you press the brakes, you start skidding prematurely, and guess what? Accident. You know what I'm saying? Undesired results, you two. I don't want you to have to go through that. I want you to be able to be safe. I want you to have the correct pressure going to your brakes so your brand new LS swap, you driving it around and you happy and everything working like you supposed to. You got the stopping power that you need. You can play around in that thing a little bit more, only because you know it's going to stop. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looks like with the engine and the transmission and everything in the car. How you gonna get to that proportional valve down there? That proportional valve is right here, right under here, right there where my finger is, right there. I know y'all see that, and it's very difficult, or it's a lot harder to change out while you got an engine in the car. As y'all can see, I don't got access to it like I had access to it before. When I had the engine out, I was all up in the engine bay. You know what I'm saying? And it made accessing that proportional valve very easy, YouTube. So what you need to do, while you have the engine and transmission out, you need to make sure you change your proportional valve. All right, YouTube. Another thing, man. While you got your engine and your transmission out the car, man, look, I'm going to give you a word of advice, man. Make sure you go ahead and take the extra time to clean up your engine bay. Take that extra time, man, to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard, man. Go ahead. If you plan on keeping your car, you want it to look good, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Spend that extra time. Clean the engine bay up, YouTube. 'Cause I'm so thankful that I decided to spend that extra time and clean my engine bay up, man. Ain't that hard? It's, I took it through a process, man. Check it out, man. I'll tell you what, check that process out. Click on that link in the top right corner, man. And take a look at how my engine, what I did to my engine bay. I don't want to put no brand new LS motor, all nice and pretty, and your engine bay all dirtied up. Who want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and take that extra time. I don't care if it take you extra week, 2 weeks. I don't care if it takes you extra month to clean up that engine bay. Get that engine bay clean, YouTube. You'll appreciate it in the long run. You'll thank me too. While you clean the engine bay up, another thing that you can do, which I find to be a whole lot easier while you got the engine out and after you've prepped the engine bay, is, let me show you. If you see that that little stainless steel line right here, that's my accelerator cable. But this little thing, and let me move this cable out the way. As you can see, it's on the firewall right there. I had to cut off the other one. I cut the other one off with a wire wheel, and I put that one on. But what I found out to be easier, to make my job easier, make your LS swap easier, is the next time what I'm going to make sure I do is after right before I sand the firewall and clean it all up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that accelerator cable off, and I'm going to sand it, and I'm going to paint it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I put my new LS swap throttle cable on, then it'll already be cleaned up and painted and all that. But what I find easier is to get that cable installed while you got your engine out. A lot of people saying, well, how I'm going to do that? Hey, it's easier to install that throttle cable while the engine is out of your car. Otherwise, you'll be leaning over, and trying to work all the way back down the firewall. I actually had to take my windshield wiper motor off in order to get to it and work right there. But if the engine ain't in the car, you can get all of that. So if you can, hey, rule of thumb, man, it'll make your job a lot easier, man. Because it's going to make my next swap a lot easier.